Welcome to today's video entitled Age Without Getting Old. It's from a book entitled Age Without Getting Old, written by myself. Well, there are two types of aging: primary aging or biological aging and secondary aging. You can't prevent biological aging. For instance, we are programmed to live 120 years. This is actually in the Bible. Your years should be 120. That's because we have a process called apoptosis built into our system, which is regulated by cell death genes. So after a certain time, your cells will commit suicide. And this process is called apoptosis, or natural death, or natural programmed cell death. Secondary aging is something that we can do something about. It is governed by certain environmental factors such as ultraviolet light, stress, smoking, malnutrition, alcohol, illness, and malignancies. What are some symptoms of aging? Well, do you suffer from chronic fatigue? Are you always tired? Do you need an extra coffee in the morning to kickstart the day? Or do you, by 1 p.m., need another coffee to keep going on for the day? Poor memory. People with Alzheimer's or dementia have smaller brain sizes on CT scan because why? The brain has shrunk. And people with dementia, they can remember things from 20 years ago, but they cannot remember what they had for breakfast this morning, for instance. Are you irritable? Do you have sleep disturbances? They have poor resistance to infections. We know young infants and the elderly have a lower immunity against infections. Difficulty losing weight because your metabolic rate will fall with time. Inability to sustain concentration and diminished libido. Well, this is a chart showing the effects of aging on human body systems. On the brain, it will cause poor memory, slower reaction time, dementia, or Alzheimer's disease. On the eye, aging can cause cataracts and blurred vision, for instance, due to age-related maculopathy. With the liver, it can lead to hardening of the liver, buildup of toxins, and reduced efficiency in clearing drugs because the liver is just not as efficient as it was in its prime. In the heart, aging can lead to atherosclerosis and heart failure. In the kidney, obviously, buildup of toxins and waste products because, again, due to its reduced efficiency in its function. In the reproductive organs, in the male, andropause leads to erectile dysfunction. In the women, a decreased estrogen production leads to menopause and organ dystrophy. Biological versus chronological aging. You've always heard the term age is just a number. Yes, your chronological age is a number. Today you are 40, next year you're 41, and 42 the year after. Biological age, as listed out by Evans and Rosenberg, these 10 biomarkers, they are objective, they can be measured, and they are altered by the way that you live. Thereby, if you augment or take care of your lifestyle in terms of diet, exercise, these biomarkers can improve for the better, and you have a younger biological age. I will now go into the 10 biomarkers. The first biomarker is muscle mass. Muscle is vitality. The more muscles you have, the more vitality you will have. Because why? The more muscles we have, also the more fat we will burn. And I'll show you why. We lose 3 kilograms of lean body mass every decade. And this loss is accelerated after the age of 45 due to disuse and not aging. This is the structure of a cell. Only muscle cells burn fat. As you can see, the mitochondria on the bottom left is the tenaga nasional berhad of the cell. So all the macronutrients you eat, the protein, the fats, the carbohydrates, gets converted by the mitochondria into ATP. ATP is the unit or currency of energy in the cell. So the more muscle cells you have, the more fat you will burn, and the more vitality that you will have. Muscle strength is a second biomarker. Muscle strength is also dependent not only on the regular use of muscles, but also on the strength of the tendons, the bones, and the ligament. So it's the whole thing. By and large, most of us eat enough protein. But the requirements is body weight in pounds times 0.36. Just ensure a good balance of grains and meat, and you'll obtain all the essential amino acids that are needed by your body. The third biomarker is basic metabolic rate. You know, with age, there's a decrease in muscle mass that will lead to a 2% decrease in your basal metabolic rate per decade. And if we continue to eat as we did when we were younger, the excess or unburned calories will be stored as fat. Body fat percentage, it can be measured by various techniques, such as water immersion, by electronic machines that you see at gyms and weight loss centers, calipers. You measure your BMI, your waist circumference, your waist to hip ratio. Increased fat in our bodies make us prone to diseases. It increases comorbidities like cardiovascular diseases, diabetes. Certain cancers are related to obesity, hypertension, arthritis, lipid disorders, etc. Well, this is the classic body mass index. The higher your BMI, the higher your risk of certain comorbidities. They have obesity at 30 or more BMI, but we know that in Asians, at BMI 23.5, you already get increasing risk of comorbidities. The fifth biomarker is aerobic capacity. And aerobic capacity is a measure of your body's ability to process oxygen. And it is associated with longevity, and it shows the state of your lungs and your cardiovascular system. Let me illustrate. All the cells in your body requires oxygen, right? Without oxygen, you will just suffocate and die. Because all the cells in our body needs oxygen for its metabolic processes. And how do we get oxygen into our cells? We breathe in the oxygen in the air through our nose, down our trachea, to our bronchioles, and to the smallest lung unit called the alveoli. It's at the alveoli that oxygen transfuse or diffuse into the blood, where red blood cells, which contains hemoglobin, takes the oxygen, and then the blood is pumped to the cells to deliver oxygen to the cells that requires and need oxygen. So in a way, if your lungs are compromised, like if you have emphysema from excessive smoking, you're not going to be able to transfuse the oxygen to your blood as efficiently. And if you have cardiac failure or cardiovascular disease of any nature, you're not going to be able to deliver the oxygen by pumping the red blood cells to the cells as efficiently as before. Blood sugar tolerance is a measure of your body's ability to move sugar from the blood to the cells. And this decreases with age, leading to glucose intolerance. Blood sugar intolerance can cause type 2 diabetes, syndrome X, and other degenerative diseases. And excess glucose damages proteins and forms advanced glycation end products to form in your body, and it causes havoc within your cells. Your cells will lose integrity, become disordered and damaged. Your body age faster, resulting in degenerative diseases. And the seventh biomarker is your cholesterol HDL ratio. We all know that there's good and bad cholesterol. Cholesterol is an adverse risk to your health. It causes stroke, heart attacks, peripheral vascular disease, etc. And the fat factor, thereby avoid excessive fats. Try to reduce your caloric intake from fats to less than 30% of your overall caloric intake, because fats is caloric dense and it's very hard to burn off. Minimize saturated fats in terms of polyunsaturated fats and saturated fats. And when you replace saturated fats with monounsaturated fats, you will reduce cholesterol inevitably. Well, where is cholesterol found? It's mainly in the organs of animals. Like, we Chinese eat every part of swine, the intestine, liver, the kidney. And besides the fat in the belly, the pork belly, it's also the fat. Cholesterol is mainly concentrated at the organs of these animals that we eat. The meats we eat today, our ancestors ate meat sparingly. They kept sheep and cow and for their wool and milk, and they ate wild meat those days, which has only 4% fat. But today we are eating domesticated or mass-produced meat with 30% fat, because they are fed grains to beef them up, so they weigh more on a weighing scale when they sell it to you. Humans were designed to eat more plants than animal foods. We have 20 molars for grinding plant foods, 8 frontal incisors for biting fruits and vegetables, 4 canine teeth for eating meat. A true carnivore, like a tiger, has predominantly canine teeth for eating meat. A human jaw moves vertically and horizontally to grind the plants that we eat, the vegetables and so forth. A tiger's jaw, a true carnivore, its jaws only move vertically. And a tiger's digestive tract is 3 times shorter, so that all the meat that you eat will not be rancid in your intestine. So it's shorter, it's pushed through, flushed out, so it doesn't cause cancer and so forth. And also, a tiger's kidney is 4 times larger than a human to flush out all the uric acid as a result of eating too much meat. The eighth biomarker is blood pressure. Elevated blood pressure is a silent killer. So try to maintain a healthy weight, exercise at least 4 times a week, and cut down your salt intake. And seek medical help if your blood pressure is persistently above 140 and 90. The 9th biomarker is bone density. Osteoporosis occurs to some degree with age in both men and women. The bone needs calcium, vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. And weight-bearing exercise is important throughout your years. The 10th biomarker is your body's ability to regulate temperature. Our body's mechanism to regulate temperature includes sweating, water loss, thirst, temperature receptors, and our body metabolism functions best at a temperature range of 36.5 to 37.5. And with age, there's decreased thyroid hormone and mitochondrial function, and it reduces the body's ability to regulate the body's temperature within this range, this band, 36.5 to 37.5. Thank you. I hope that sharing was helpful and meaningful.